Good evening and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you in association with the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Goel Company Limited, Serene Insurance, and the Ghana Link Network Services, the operators of the Integrated Customs Management System, ICOMS, at the ports. The program is also streamed live on our social media pages. On Facebook, you can watch us live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA Ghana. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA Ghana. On YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port Ghana. Our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times. And so if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT. And you'll be able to see all that happened on the show tonight. We shall be getting interactive with you. And so you can send us your messages and comments ahead via our WhatsApp line, which is 0559-019-177. 0559-019-177. At the appropriate time, when I get a clearance from my producer, I shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We'll go for a quick break and be back shortly.
Every now and again, Goel makes good things happen. This time, Goel has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goel Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goel Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goel Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goel Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goel has that sorted. Goel, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management and all staff of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, I am happy to announce once again that we've come to the end of another year. We've come to the end of 2021. We are happy to still be together, to have good memories of the past year. That it has been a 2021 year that we all expected to be better than 2020 because of COVID. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate all of us, GPHA staff and management, our port community, shipping lines, freight forwarders, customs, all other state agencies working with us, ICOMs, and all the other entities that have worked together throughout the year for the achievement that we've had. So far, statistics are showing that we've done better in 2021. Even 2022, 20 that had challenges, we did better. And we've come into 2021 even with better results, as the statistics will show by the end of December, when we've compiled our full cargo and vessel statistics. So we are looking forward to 2022, even with brighter hopes that we'll be able to do better. I want to use this opportunity to wish all of us a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous and healthy 2022. Let's continue to keep safe from COVID. Now there are new variants that are coming in, so it's not over yet. We need to continue to remain safe, abide by the protocols, and live healthily into 2022 and then work better. Good luck to all of us. Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year. Thank you very much.
To our dear staff, 2021 has not been easy, but we want to thank you for being dedicated to work and also for the achievement that we have achieved together this year. And to our valued customers, thank you for your support and for doing business with us. We know that 2021 has not been an easy year, but we hope for the best in 2022. I wish you and all your families a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year as we continue to observe the festivities in a safe manner. Afishiapo.
I am also taking this opportunity to thank the Honorable His Excellency Tobesri, the Omafia of the Alon Kingdom, Tobe Akolache, the Dufia of KG, for giving us opportunity to come to your community to build Keta Port. I'm also encouraging all MPs, opinion leaders, stakeholders within the Keta environment to support us as we bring this great development to Volta region and UT regions. We are hopeful that 2022 will be a great development process for us. On behalf of all the supporting cast of the Keta Port project, the project engineers, administrative staff, GPHA staff, unions, workers, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
All right, so compliments of the season from the board, staff and management of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to you. They will say a very Merry Christmas to you. Now, tonight we're going to recap some of the highlights or some of the major events that took place in 2021, and we'll bring you that particular story. So let's take a look at that.
The year 2021 in the maritime industry began with recovery from the devastating effects of the COVID-19 being the main priority of stakeholders. One key step taken in the fight against the virus was the initial vaccination of essential workers, which included port workers. The industry embarked on business continuity while managing the spread of the virus. Ghana's port industry achieved some milestones. The fourth berth of the MPS Terminal 3 at the port of Tema was completed and duly commissioned for business. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority also took delivery of 2 new LHM 550 mobile harbour cranes at the port of Tema to boost the port's productivity in handling both bulk and containerized cargo. The Community Terminal was completed and handed over to GPHA in March. In Takoradi, the first phase of the Atlantic Multi-Purpose Terminal project is nearing completion. The port of Takoradi received a historic vessel call, the Golden Spray, who called the port to load 203,500 metric tons of manganese to China. The port also received its maiden commercial tanker vessel, GH Parks, at its liquid bulk terminal to offload 9,500 metric tons of gas oil. The port of Takoradi also witnessed the commissioning of the first Ghanaian-owned, Ghana-flagged supply vessel, which will support offshore oil and gas industry activities in Ghana. Feasibility studies for the proposed port of Keta was completed and revealed to stakeholders. Findings of the feasibility studies indicates that the phase 1 of the project would cost around $600 million.
The project of this nature are highly capital intensive, and government on its own may not be able to finance it all. The involvement of the private sector is to bring the needed capital, expertise and efficiencies to the delivery of these projects.
A series of pirate attacks on Ghanaian fishing vessels were recorded in the Gulf of Guinea as piratical attacks surged in the area earlier this year. Also, several species of fishes, including dolphins, washed ashore some coastal areas in Ghana. Some containers of rosewood were confiscated at the port of Tema following attempted illegal exports.
We are taking all the necessary steps to protect the natural resources of our country. And my own sense is that this measure we've put in, without doubt, I'm very confident, without doubt, will deal a big blow to the whole cartel.
Key state agencies operating at Ghana's entry points tested their state of readiness in terms of capacity and level of coordination in a simulation exercise at the port of Tema. This year also saw the introduction of the National Integrated Maritime Strategy, a consolidated framework for the maritime domain to promote sustainability and security of Ghana's blue economy. Notably, the shipping community in Ghana during various periods of the year registered their displeasure over what they describe as illegal and outrageous charges by shipping lines operating in the country.
We are absolutely not in doubt in our mind that the so-called increment, import additional surcharge by the shipping lines has no legal backing, has no authorization, and therefore should be disregarded.
The matter of the Marine Cargo Insurance Protocol was a subject of major controversy, with industry players divided on the subject.
Before your goods can be cleared, there should be the evidence of local marine insurance certificates.
If I'm buying my goods from my supplier, situation whereby I don't have fiscal cash to pay him, but he can credit me, the onus lies on the one who's crediting me the goods to have an insurable interest on his goods.
Similarly, traders cautioned against a suspected reversal of government's benchmark value reduction policy at the ports of Ghana.
They should not touch the benchmark value because it is the mitigating factor, and that is the last straw in the wake of difficulties. Businesses are so much in distress, and so if you that sensitive a policy, and it's the flagship program of this same government, and if it should touch, then we will be in trouble.
All right, so those were some highlights of major happenings in 2021, and that was a recap. Now, we also have a story from Goyle Company Limited for you, and a special Christmas message from the MD and CEO of Goyle.
The management and staff of the Tema zone of Goyle, after a long year of hard work, have marked their Christmas celebrations with a carol service. Held at the company's zonal office in Pung, the carol service was a harmonic demonstration of gratitude to God for his goodness over the entire year. The program was also used to donate items to the needy of the society. This included a cash sum to support peacekeeping missions to the Central African Republic. The Tema zone of Goyle also donated an assortment of food items to the Neka Youth Foundation as the Keta for the vulnerable in the society.
We asked staff to bring items. We listed our items. Those who could not bring the items, they brought out cash so we could get it for a Neka Foundation. So we're giving these things to them. We have rice, we have drinks, we have chicken, a whole lot of things that they're going to use to make the children in the Volta region also very happy. So we just want to say thank you for being with Goyle. Continue to be with us. God will not disappoint you. Watch out for 2022 with more exciting goodies.
The Tema zone of Goyle comprises the Volta and Oti regions, Somanya, Pung, Dowenya, Afienya, Tema and its environs.
Throughout the year 2021, our business has gone up, our volumes have gone up, and we believe that customers deserve some commendation. That's why we're doing that promo. For all our customers who've not visited any Goyle station this December, my appeal is that please find yourself at a Goyle filling station and receive a prize. For Goyle, the trajectory has been going up and going up and going up. So we expect that 2022 is going to build on the success of 2021. We expect still to be market leaders, sell more, to be able to detect the price so that consumers get value for money at affordable prices. To our cherished customers, we are saying Aiko, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. To the drivers, I want to make a passionate appeal to you that gold business can only go on when you are alive to patronize our products. So please be careful, extra careful on the roads during this festivities period.
All right, so you're welcome back. Now we're zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're having a conversation with the director of the Keta Port Project, Dr. Alexander Edusei Jr. Now, just recently, there was the stakeholder engagement, the mother of all stakeholder engagements on the Keta Port project, and some findings came out. It was basically used to tell the Ghanaian people what the feasibility studies that has been conducted on that particular project says, the viability or otherwise of that particular project, and what has happened so far since the idea was mooted, and you know, they went onto the ground to begin preparations and all that. And so tonight we have him, we're having a conversation with him to look at some of the things that have happened and what the way forward is for this particular project. And so we'll say a very good evening to you and a Merry Christmas to Dr. Alexander Edusei.
Good evening. Merry Christmas to you too.
Thank you very much indeed, Doc. We're grateful to have you.
Thank you.
Yes. So first of all, I would want you to perhaps give us an overview of what has transpired so far in terms of the project.
Well, it has been a long time that you and your team have been trying to get me to the studio, but unfortunately our calendars have not meshed up very well for me to be here. Yeah. But because we are in a festive mode,
yes.
Let me take this opportunity to thank our president of the country and the vice president and their lovely wives, and also wish my board chair, Ambassador Isaac Osei, and the Director General and all the directors of the ports of Takoradi and Tema, and the general managers, workers of GPHA, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It is true that we've been on a journey for almost 2 years now. From my perspective, GPHA has had this journey for quite some time before I arrived. And what we've done so far is miraculous, considering the COVID situations we find ourselves and the difficulties that it has caused for almost every entity in the country and worldwide. What we have done so far, the last time I think we met with all of you, we had completed the feasibility. Its viability has not been in question. We unveiled the feasibility to the rest of the world for folks to know that we were available for business. And I don't think there's anything I will say today that will contravene what my sector minister, Honorable Kweko Furesem, has already put out to the general public. I might be able to go more in details because he had a short time with the media, so he didn't go in details. But the Honorable One had already established that in 2022, our intent is to do the environmental impact assessment, which we anticipate is going to be between 8 to 10 months. Get it done. Hopefully by the last quarter of that year, we would have started at extra engagements as to the true financial arrangements to move forward. But what we have done in GPHA with his blessings has been to not only do the environmental impact assessment and sit back. We are going to use that opportunity while the environmental impact assessment is going on for us to also continue engaging all stakeholders that we believe have some participation in the process, and also at the same time engage financial institutions that are also interested in getting involved in the development of the project.
Okay.
So for us, the 10 months that we are doing environmental impact is not going to limit our engagements.
Has that started already?
We've started, actually, we are going to put the request for expression of interest out. Hopefully, immediately we come back from the holidays.
Okay.
And then we are anticipating that maybe by last week of February or last week of maybe March, we should have secured somebody who will be willing, or a company that will be willing to take the project forward. So we are very optimistic, if not earlier.
Okay.
We are anticipating to do things very fast, but we also don't want to do things very quickly and not on solid grounds. So we are on top of whatever we're doing on the systems that we put in place, and hopefully we will start that process very soon.
You mentioned the feasibility studies, and we just want to find out what were some of the elements that went into it.
Well, you know, when we came, and we put the request for folks to express their interest to do that for us. So there's a lot of companies that came through. Selhorn is our consulting partner that did the project for us. And what they needed to do was to come on the grounds and do a lot of work. But feasibility does not do only just working on the grounds. Feasibility includes a lot of background work that one has to do before you actually hit the ground. And what they did while we were going through COVID and restrictions traveling, we decided to take advantage of the technology as it existed. So we opened the space for them to use video conferencing to get in touch with stakeholders who could engage them on Zoom and Teams and things like that. And then when the country opened up for foreigners to come to the country, they came and spent some time on the ground. We worked with them. We had some engagements with local people, and those that did not have the opportunity to do their online processes. And they engaged GPHA also. We gave them what we had. They also brought all what they had on board. We really had things in mind that we are anticipating we want to do in Keta. They also had their own ideas, but we had to make sure that we had a meeting of the minds to ensure that whatever document that was going to be given to us met what we aspire to have in Keta. So a lot of work went into it. A lot of thinking has gone into it. I can say that the document met what we expected because we had done some work already, and we knew that we would be able to develop that project in Keta. And they did not fail us at all with the detailed work they did to confirm that the project is viable. There were things that they thought we should be doing to ensure that the viability will be enhanced, and that's exactly what we intend to do to make sure that. And by the way, there are certain things that we need to make clear.
Right.
This project does not intend to destroy any indigenous processes that exist. People have started talking about, oh, they are going to bring a port and people in the environment are not going to have their business anymore. Those who are doing salt are going to lose their business. Those who are doing the Keta school boys are going to lose. That's not true at all. What we are trying to do is we bring this port and we are bringing these indigenous industries to bear in the processes so that we enhance what indigenous people are doing instead of actually thinking of destroying what indigenous people are. So we are trying to incorporate what exists and make it better. And if it is important to have bigger industries that can take offtake from them, they can also be ensured that whatever they are doing, the little that they are doing, is not destroyed, but brought to bear in all the industries we are trying to develop there.
Right. Do you feel pressure to deliver the project?
Pressure is an understatement. Now, remember, for me, from the instructions of this government and my leadership, politicization of the project is not what we are interested in. Every region is trying to get something to their own region. And when I use Volta region, please bear in mind that when we started this project, we had only Volta region. Down the road, we have now two regions, Volta and Uti regions. So sometimes I'll say Volta and Uti, sometimes I'll say Volta region, but understand that it's for Volta and Uti region. The planning that went into this project went into it when there was only one region. now that it's 2 regions, the planning still maintains for Volta and Oti region. Physically, the project will be in KG. And it doesn't mean that what the pieces that are in the project meant for Oti regions will be taken out. So the 2022 agenda of us going out there to engage the chiefs and the people in these 2 regions is to bring them on board, for them to also understand what is coming. Now, we do talk about Keta Port project, and it make it look like we're just going to build a port and leave the rest alone. Where the port is going to be, the lagoon is right there, and the interest of the indigenous on the lagoon being enhanced is all being put to bear with the environmental impact assessment that we are trying to execute. And likewise, most of the projects we are going to take to Oti or Keta, we are also ensuring that the people know to prepare themselves adequately for the leapfrogging of development that is coming in. We are looking at not building a port alone, but we're also looking at building a port city. And you know what it takes to build a port city. If you do not get the people buying into the project itself, it will stall. For me, the pressure is people assume, and my minister has said this, that building Keta Port is an event. It is not an event.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah, it takes time.
And we are confident that this project will start before the end of this administration. However, we want to ensure that the process is based on solid rock. So we will plan and plan and plan again. The planning has to be solid so that when it comes to the brick and mortar, we are not left wanting. And I think that is where it must sound like we are pressurized. People ask, so when are you going to start? So when are you going to start? We have already started the Keta Port development, except that you have not seen the physical infrastructure. We believe that once the planning is done well, once we've brought all parties to bear, once you know that railways have Keta Port in the environmental plan, once you know ECG has Keta Port in the environmental plan, once you know roads and highways have Keta Port on the environmental plan, then you know that you are moving forward on solid ground, because everybody is bringing their synergies to the development of the project. And so pressure, yes, but are we so pressured that we cannot get things done right? No. We do what we think is right for the country and for Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority moving forward.
Now, I can see on the screens that was the stakeholder engagement on the 11th of November, 2021. What informed this particular engagement?
Well, you know, we as an agency, we take our mandate from the minister. And the minister, after we submitted the feasibility from policy directions, believed that it's imperative that we unveil it to the general public, so that people can also start planning. We are planning. They also need to be able to plan adequately to meet us halfway. So he felt it's important that we unveil this feasibility study, share details of the feasibility with the general public, allow financiers to start putting their chips together to meet us once we are ready to go. And we felt that was a good advice and good policy direction that he gave us. And so we mobilized to do that. And I can share with you, after doing this strategic stakeholder engagement and unveiling the feasibility, we've had a lot of contacts. People are interested. They are trying to get more details. The project engineer took some bits. You remember we made him go through some presentation. We collected a presentation and we share with people who are interested in getting involved in the project. We have not gone into details yet, because anyone who is willing to put money on the table needs to know the environmental impact of the project itself, so that they can manage their risks very well. So we are still engaging folks, but we are engaging them understanding that environmental impact has not been done yet, and we are going to do it to bring all documents together for them to move forward. So yes, if we had not done that, a few people are known we are doing Keta Port, but now that we put it out there and it's been carried worldwide, we are getting more contacts and more inquiries into where we are going with the project, and we are sharing information with stakeholders who are interested in partnering with us to develop Keta Port.
Right, you mentioned the issue of building a port not being an event, but a process, and we've had you know, some people in the media, going on the media and trying to make a mockery of the project, and their language was laced with some element of cynicism and doubts, and they thought that, I mean, this was going to be a 9-day wonder. Now, I want you to expatiate and let the generality of the Ghanaian people understand what it takes to construct a port. Because you take, for example, the Tema port, how long it took Nkrumah to get it done. You take a look at the Takoradi port, which actually is the first port, commercial port in Ghana, and how long it took, you know, government to be able to put it together. I want you to you know, clear the air.
Listen.
So we can clear the ambiguities on the minds of
The
people that building a
politics,
port
the politics
is
of
not
developing this port can never
just
run
an
away.
event, yeah.
The politics of developing this port cannot go away. But I am inviting my brethren from Volta region, OT region, to stand with me, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and this administration to get this project done. Every region is pushing to get a development. There are 1D, 1F running all over in the country. Every region is pushing to get their fair share. Now, this is, if we have not received any 1D, 1F in Volta region, this is Volta region, OT regions, 1D, 1F. So I do expect all parliamentarians, all chiefs, or opinion leaders, or stakeholders in the Volta region, OT region, to coalesce around this project to bring it home. Now, as to the mockery aspect, this is Ghana, Mr. Kennedy. You understand, when we say we're going to do health insurance, they say it cannot be done. When we say we're going to do free SHS, they say it cannot be done. But it has been done. It may have its quirks here and there, but it has been done. Likewise, I do believe Keta Port will have its own naysayers. In fact, the last time I heard, one of the objections was that we are going to develop a port, and the serene and beautiful coastal area of Keta Port, Keta or Volta region was going to be destroyed. And that's why we are trying to bring a port there. Oh, you don't have cynicists all over. I can assure you, this administration is willing to build a port. It is going to build a port that is solid on the grounds. It is not going to be one of those statements that you make just for political expediency. We are also not going to do this just because we are pressured by any sector of the country to say, show me what you can do. What we are doing is making sure that we all are on solid grounds, we know what we are doing, and ensure that the decision to start the project will be benefit to the country, to the people of the area, and to GPHA in general. And if it is so, then we can start. Now, we talk about Takoradi. Takoradi was built somewhere in 1928. You just showed in your review, Takoradi is still developing.
Absolutely.
So you can attest to it that developing a port does not start just like that. And you may start, and it doesn't have a finish end. You continue adding on to it. Tema started in Nkrumah's days. It is still being developed. Terminal 3 just finished a few years ago. What we have done with Keta Port development is learning from the experiences of Takoradi and Tema, and ensuring that anything amiss in Takoradi or Tema will be fixed in Keta Port, and still bring the best practices from the external of Ghana, from the world in here. And what we are developing, for instance, let me give you one. We do not have a naturally built cruise berth in any of our ports. We are looking at it. It is part of the clusters we've developed in Keta Port to ensure that if Tema doesn't have, if Takoradi doesn't have, Tema will have, Keta will have, so that we can complement each other in the development of Keta Port. We are not going to just duplicate what Takoradi has or Tema has. We are trying to bring in what the two ports don't have into Keta Port. So you have to process this very well. When we call it greenfield, it means we are starting something anew. It's not adding on to what already exists. So when you are starting anew, you are looking about greenfield. You are looking about environmentally sound port. And if it's environmentally sound, you are looking at, can you bring more technologies into this port that will make it efficient, that will maintain environmental degradation, or lessen the pollution that ports normally provide? And what kind of technologies can you bring to bear? Can you enhance the sun to generate electricity? Can you use the wind to generate electricity? Those are the things we are looking at. So this planning that we are doing is not just looking at what is there and replicating, we are also bringing better technology into the port development. And so we are certain that it's going to take some time for it to be completed. But at least you have to start from somewhere to add on to it. That's why the sector minister talked about phase 1, crucially, as something that we probably be able to start in 2023 moving forward.
So far, what's the level of interest, from the investor community?
Well, everybody is interested. In as much as it will take money to develop the sport, money is not it. We should not be only looking at the money aspect. As I said, is it beneficial to Ghana? Is it beneficial to Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority? And is it beneficial to the people that in the communities that we are going into? Now, if the arrangements that we can get meets all these 3 criteria, then of course you can move forward. Everybody can say they have money, they can put money on the table, but if it's detrimental to the people, to the country, to GPHA, then we have to sit back and look at it again, so that we don't sell our birthrights just because we want development. I think the mindset that has come into the development of this port is we will do this right, and we will do it right such that we will not come back again beating ourselves had we known we should have done it this way. And so it's going to take some time for us to put something on the ground, and we are doing that tactfully, making sure that our I's, our daughters, and our T's are crossed very well.
There's the element of the issue of continuity that some people raise, that if this current government, maybe leaves the scene and a different government comes, the likelihood or the tendency for the project to stall is very high. What assurance can you give to people who are of this school of thought?
Government is a continuum. So for anyone to assume that because Nana Akufo-Addo's government ends and another government comes, they are going to leave it, might not be looking at it from that perspective. We believe government is a continuum. But of course, GPHA is an agency that is supervising the development of Keta Port. Terminal 3 was started during the period of NDC. Nanado's government came, and it's still continuing. So to assume that Nanado's desire to develop a port in Keta will be stalled should in case an NDC government comes into power, it's a little bit bizarre. So far as I'm concerned, we are developing a structure for the country, not for a party. I think that is where the crux of the issue should be. People should move away from partisan politics and stay with national projects. We are building a national monument, which is a port that will be beneficial to all Ghanaians, and therefore it is not a party-based. Of course, one party has to start for another to continue, and so if the MPP government starts this project and there's another government that is not MPP that comes in and decides not to do it, that will be something that Ghanaians can judge for themselves. But I do not believe that once we start, another government is going to stall it. We do believe that the partnership we are trying to create will be able to push this forward and gradually build the other clusters that we need to move the project to fruition.
Now, tell us about the level of collaboration between the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the chiefs and people of the Keta area.
We have a very good relationship. The relationship, since I've arrived, has shown me that the chiefs themselves and their people themselves are very much interested in bringing some substantial development into their environment. I think Tobe Sri has been very welcoming to us. Tobe Akolache, who is the Dufia of KG, who gave us the land, has been very responsive to us. People have asked us, why don't you call it KG Port? We say, well, Keta is a municipality, so that's why it gets to get the name of Keta Port. But the port itself physically is in KG. And so Tobe Akolache is responsible for the land that we have received. But most of the land that we'll be using for the port will be coming from the sea anyway. We'll be claiming from the sea. But that is where the property is. Water is the property of the Dufia also. So we have had good relationship. They've been engaging. We've been also been engaging. They've been opening spaces for us to meet other people. And we intend 2022 to go to the grassroots, go more deep to get ordinary Voltarians and OT region inhabitants to understand that this is for them. And for that reason, they need to avail themselves, participate in the process, and engage us with all ideas that they have, so that we can incorporate all those things into our development plans and ensure that at the end of the day, when the project is finished, they will get the necessary benefits they need, and they don't become strangers in their own development project.
All right, so I know there's you have erected offices there.
Yes.
At the project site.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, that is also another one of those things that people talk about. When I arrived, what we did was, the first thing we did was we put a signpost to say this is the site for the Keta port, and it's sprung up everywhere in Facebook and social media, people making mockery of it. And the site, every development has that sign.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you go to when we wanted to develop airport in Pram, the site for the airport was there. When we wanted to do Saglime, we put a site stamp there. When GPHA buy lands for other project, we put a sign there to say that this is GPHA coming here. So there's the signpost that Keta Port is coming here. That's what it is. Now, we've built a project office. The project office is meant for once we are doing environmental impact and we go to the site. Project engineers and consultants need to have a place to sit, to be able to engage. If people want to come to us to get more information about the developmental process, where we are with the development, we've created an avenue for the information officer to be there, so you can go and engage. And all pamphlets, leaflets that we have that we can give you about the designs we've developed in consultation with our consultants, we can share. Drawings, area maps that we've taken. Those are the things that we have put in those offices. And when I go there also to engage stakeholders, there's a space I can sit and also work from with my staff. So the fabricator office we put there is purely for the development of the project. Once the project starts, GPHA will put an office complex there for the port itself. But this one is just for projects purposes.
All right. So that means that when anybody requires some information about the project, the fellow can go to the current office.
Yes, that's what we are trying to do. We want to set up an information center so that you can go there and whatever information you need, you can seek from there. Whatever information you want to give us to, you can give it, and we will definitely receive. And since 2022 is going to be a year of running around a lot, we will make that place as a stop point before we come back to the headquarters. So we will be very active come 2022, since we'll be doing environmental impact assessment. We'll be very active running around and getting things done.
Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the type of businesses that are likely to go to Keta. You mentioned the cruise berth, which is lacking in Tema and Takrady. And so the plan is to have it in Keta. What other businesses are you intending to attract? Premised on the fact that the feasibility studies confirms that this is a very viable, project.
We have been asked whether are we not overburdening ourselves as a country, and we have Takrady, we have Tema. Why are we still building Keta Port? Let me start here. That might not probably be something that people have really coalesced their minds around to figure out why this port is even important. In your review, you did mention about the insecurity on our waters that is coming close to us, but as compared to other regions, we are better off. Ghana, our waters are safe. In fact, vessels going to our neighboring countries would like to stop over here and wait till their turn. They are called before they go because of piracy and other attacks that vessels are facing in high waters. So they like our anchorage, and they like our waters, and they like to stay around. But we have not been spared by pirates and their incessant incursions into our country. And I know GMA and the Navy are doing the best they can under the circumstance to curtail these illegal activities. We do believe that Keta Port gives strategic placement for the Eastern Naval Base. And we've been engaging the Navy on this. We do believe that once we go there, the Eastern Naval Base can be moved down there and ensure that at least we have the Western Naval Base, we have the Eastern Naval Base, and then the rest in Central can also have a Central Naval Base to protect our waters, to ensure that the security and the enjoyment of vessels in these waters will be well enshrined. So the Navy dock is part of what we are looking for. If somebody asks me, does that raise money? Yes, because if it's secured, then it means whatever facility you are putting there, vessels coming there will be happy to come because they are protected, right? Proximity to Lomé Port is short. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. But when businesses are booming, people pick and choose where they want to go. We do believe, looking at Terminal 3 in Tema, the number of growth that it has achieved. We also believe that if we do Keta Port, based on the feasibility, what we've seen, we will get our own traffic, not necessarily competing, but give alternative ports to our business community to come. So yes, are we going to do a container terminal? Yes. Are we going to do a multi-purpose terminal? Yes. Are we going to do a general small craft services? Yes. Are we going to do shipyard and dry dock services? Yes. Are we going to do oil jetty and storage facilities? Yes. In fact, we are talking about strategic Western we are talking about strategic Western reserves in our country. I'm also thinking maybe we will have strategic Eastern reserves for the benefits of our country. So we are looking at LNG bunkering services, if at all possible. We are looking at other marine services that can be provided. And then the concomitant developments that will come with the port development. Since we are talking about a port city, we are looking at the marina that we can build, the hotels that can spring up, the resorts that can spring up, and all in tandem with the development of the basin. We have oil in the basin, we have iron ore in the basin. In fact, we have lithium in the basin that has not been tapped up yet. So there are a lot of things that exist. Now, if you go to the OT regions, we have the grottos, we have the caves, we have the mountains that can be part of the tourism industry that we have not developed yet. That will be running in tandem with the cruise ships that we are thinking of bringing. We have had engagements with the Barbados tourism industry and the country itself, looking at doing a tripartite cruise trips because the distance from there to us and going other places, they think Keta will be a poignant place for them to come and get these things done. So for us, we have not decided to do everything. In phases, we do believe that once the business case arises and the interest is shown, then we develop. So the $600 million that the sector minister talked about includes the dredging, the reclamation, the breakwater, and the basic key walls one has to develop to bring the first phase to bear so that we can gradually build onto it, the Navy and all those things to bear, so we can start building on it. So the first phase is crucial. We are not naive that some of these beginnings require government investments. And most of the time, the government equity or debt investments are the first dollar or the last dollar. So when you hear people say, no, they are lying, it's not in the budget, 2022 budget, it's not in there, government money can be first dollar or last dollar. So the fact that it's not there doesn't mean it is not being done. The government budget has not been provided since 2020. There was no budget allocation for Keta Port development. 2021, there's no budget allocation. But we did feasibility. And we are doing environmental impact. So GPHA is moving forward with it. We do understand. We have our own. We've written to the minister. We've given the minister positions of where we think we should be going. We are waiting for his directions. And if it is in the budget or not, there are alternative ways we think we can move this project forward. And once we get the right policy directives from our minister, we will proceed with which way we think will help the country, help GPHA, and help the project as it stands. So I'm not giving up yet. And I'm not going to let naysayers put us down whether we can do it or we cannot do it. The clusters are clear. The clusters allow existing indigenous businesses to be brought into. The salt winning will be bigger. Now, if you win salt, you can be assured there's a port to transport it quickly for you. If you you're an artisan and you do small crafts, or you do small fishing, and that you think you need somebody to buy, there's going to be a fishing harbor. Now, this has nothing to do with the fishing landing sites that are being developed. I think that was also been a little bit of a confusion that folks have created. The fishing landing sites and the fishing harbor, as we have in Tema and Takrade, are two separate things. And so the harbor will be bringing in more fish and processing. When they bring the fish, there will be processing that will have to be done, and the finished products. So companies will be emerging in that environment. We've actually talked about the possibility of maybe a free zone being created in that area. That is all based on policy directives that we can follow once it comes for us to do that. So the people in Keta and OT regions are going to have the opportunity to enhance their businesses, and they should not be talked out of it, believing that, oh, somebody's going to come and do more salt development and therefore I'm going to lose my job. No.
Right.
We are going to bring them in. If tomato is what we are growing, we will find a way to do tomato processes. If onion is what we are developing, we will try to find out bigger companies that can come there and enhance the growth, the indigenous production, and maybe mechanized production that can help all of us. So we want to take advantage of what exists in the area and then invite investors to come and tap into it and grow themselves. And hopefully that's what we want to do.
All right, so you just mentioned tomatoes, and Jane from Keta says, kindly ask Dr. Idusai, what will be the opportunity for tomato farmers?
I didn't even know Jane was going to ask those questions. But listen, when we were doing this feasibility, we were very conscious of indigenous projects, indigenous work. What can you do to bring the local people into the development processes without cutting them off? We did not want a situation whereby you do this big edifice and everybody becomes unemployed. We did not want that. So the clusters we are developing is based on what exists in Volta region and OT regions, and how we can draw the indigenes into the development process so that they will be partners in the development and partners in every enterprise that comes there. So we have thought about them, and they have been thought. We have thought very well that if even their production line is not enough to feed a tomato factory, we can go to OT regions and bring more into the processes. And then the linkages, the roads, the rails, the waterways that we need to use to be able to make transportation of these goods easy is what we are now saying. Beginning 2022, we'll be engaging and continue engaging from there to ensure that it will be easier for indigenous products to be part of, or developers of the individual products to be part of the development process, so we don't cut them off.
All right. Yes. So I want us to take a look at the impact of the Keta port when it is done on the Volta and OT regions.
My brother, I cannot overemphasize that. Right now, as we sit here, if you talk about Volta and OT region, and you are looking at the developmental projects that are going on all over the 16 regions, give me one in Volta or OT region. Give me one. So this is for me, the way I see it, the beginning of the opening up of both Volta
and
OT regions. And why do I say that? There are associated developments that will come from this port development all the way to OT region. If we plan it right and we engage people appropriately and we position them appropriately to join into it, then everybody's going to get something to do and nobody's going to lose anything at all. So it is important that we put that in perspective. I do not want a situation where the people whom we are taking this development to become so politicized that they themselves now become opposition parties against the project that is coming. This is their project. So I want them to own the project and be the spokespersons for the project. But of course, when we did the stakeholder engagements, we were told that people don't understand. And we've had opportunity to meet with eminent elders from both regions who came to us in headquarters. And they came with a lot of questions. But after we met them with about 3-4 hours, they themselves were shocked at the work we've done. and the trajectory of where we are taking this project to. And they promised us that they were going to be ambassadors for the project. And this is what we intend to do in 2022. We want to make any young adult in Volta region, OT region, an ambassador of Keta Port development. And why? I've had youth leaders coming to my office, and their plea is, please get this done so that we don't have to trek to Tema, to Accra, to Kumasi looking for jobs. Our forefathers have built houses, and we come here, we have to rent and spend the money we've made renting. When we have houses, we could stay and work. And Keta Port is about to provide for that. And not just the port facility itself hiring, but ancillary services that will come after the port services have started is what the jobs are going to come from. So very soon, people in the Volta region and OT regions might not have to trek to Accra or Tema or to Kumasi or to Eastern region looking for jobs. They can stay in their own region and also work adequately and have meaningful salaries to themselves. Now, if you want to know what is going to be the impact, look at Tema. Look at the industries that emerged just because the port came. And just imagine what can emerge. Will you'll be surprised. Now, we have Diamond Cement that is eager to, which is producing there, that is bringing their clinker through Lome. Once this is done, they have been invited to come and also come and build their own terminal to bring their clinker and products they need to develop their cement. Who else will come? Would you be surprised a car manufacturing industry might appear in the port? Would you be surprised maybe a shipbuilding company might appear at the port? We have, it's uncountable what we can do. And I do just want folks to coalesce with us, bring us all the ideas they need. We might not be able to do it from the onset, but it can be part of the developmental project to bring people around. Hotels will emerge. We are challenging folks to start thinking around it. Marinas will be built. We are thinking people will think about it. Casinos will be developed. I sleep and maybe I dream too big, but I think it's always better to dream big. Maybe one day you sit back and you look and you'll be seeing the Las Vegas of Ghana in that basin, and you'll be surprised that people never believed the people of Ghana could do it, and you've done it. And I believe the proximity to Lome even help us. We can even get people in Togo coming to us to have fun, to spend money there, to grow the economy. So there's a lot of things that we are expecting to have. And so the impact will not be measurable, my brother. We might be gone, and our grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be talking about the good thing this Adodanko Akufo-Addo government did for the people in Volta region and OT, allowing them also to grow in tandem with the other regions in Ghana as we share the national cake equally.
Okay. All right. So this is our report here on Metropolitan Television, and my guest in the studios tonight is Dr. Alexander Eduse Jr. He is the director of the Keta Port project, and he's bringing us up to speed with what has transpired so far since the inception of the idea to build the Keta Port, where we are at the moment, and what the future holds for the port. And he's very confident. He is very, very resolute in his conviction that this is a port that will come to fruition no matter what. We'll go for a quick break. When we bounce back, we'll take your messages, and then we can also activate the phone lines for you to call in. Remember to send your messages to our WhatsApp line, which is 0559-019-177, 0559-019-177. We'll be glad to pick them and read to the rest of the world. Please stay.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all.
Afishapo. Hip 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 hip. Hooray! Happy New Year.
Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Hooray!
Uncle, till we get some rain. Uncle, till we get some sun. Bring some out here.
Those were some compliments of the seasons from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. So some departmental heads and their staffs are there. We are proud, to be saying a very Merry Christmas to you. We wish you the best in the season. Now we're going straight to social media to do some messages. This one is from Facebook. This one is from Prophet Frank. He's watching live and he says, God bless you, the great honorable. Ghana is blessed to have you. That's a very good compliment for you, DP.
Thank you.
And this one says, this one is a Mao Kwenya Lala. He says, for how long? 5 years on, and you are talking about we are going to build. How long has it been since you started, this initiative?
Well, I have been here since 2019.
Right.
The initiative did not have the kind of leadership I brought on board.
Yes.
She might be right.
5
years ongoing.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is, if it's 5 years planning for a better project, it would be better to plan to deliver on a project than not to plan at all and start a project that will fizzle out.
Right.
We've had projects that started. I remember there was a project that we talked about was it a Millennium City or something that was going to be built
the
on?
Millennium City project, the $10 billion.
The $10 billion.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
There was not adequate planning that went into it.
Yeah.
We are doing better planning to develop a project that I think everybody will be pleased with. So, Madam, please bear with us and give us a little space to do the right things for the country. And I can assure you the project will be self-sustaining, that everybody will be proud of what this administration has been able to deliver.
This one says, this one's from Mao Kenya Lela again. He says, if you ever start, even in your last year, the underlying reasons may well be known to every discerning mind. Well, those are some messages from you. Let's go on to WhatsApp. Remember, I think my producer tells me I can activate the phone lines now, and the number to dial is 0552 020-552 8353. 020-552-8353. You can call in and then ask the director of the Keta Port project whatever question is bothering your mind and contribute to the discussion as well. Now, this question comes in this on WhatsApp. It's a message sent to us by one of the viewers. It says, please ask Doctor if he has plans of engaging the whole technical university to start marine engineering courses. This one is from Dela. I think he's sending the message from the whole technical university.
As part of one of some of our engagements, once we come 2022, we are definitely going to stop over and have those conversations. But we know the Regional Maritime University has been the focal place for marine training for our maritime industry. And there's nothing wrong with WHO also starting those things. We do believe that, in fact, for the first time, we were even talking about, we have engineering programs, but we don't have welding engineering programs in the country. And some schools have to start. So it is only just marine engineering that who might have to engage in, who might have to also look into welding engineering, because those are skill sets that we will need once the dry dock and dry dock starts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of welding that will be needed.
Yeah.
Even building the port, there will be a lot of welding that might be needed. And you need people with requisite skill sets who can do it. So yes, I would jot it down and make sure that in our rounds in 2022, we stop over in the whole poly to engage the leadership.
All right, this one says, why is the Keta Port office in Accra located? There's no name attached to it.
Right now, the Keta Port office is in the belly of the headquarters. So until such time that a physical product is put out there that it will have its own director like the Tema and the Takrade has, Keta Port Secretariat operates within the belly of the headquarters. So if you come to headquarters of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, we will be located. You can find us there.
Fine, okay. All right, this one says, good evening, Iron Port. I am watching you live from Takrade. I must say, I am one of those people who made mockery of this man when he was appointed. After listening to him today, I think he is up to task, and I wish him all the best. This one from Dada, Takrade.
Thank you, Dada, for having confidence in this administration and our secretariat and Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And we promise you, God willing, on our side, we will deliver.
Yeah. This one says, Hope Setrana. He says, good idea, let it happen. We are behind you. Okay, thank you very much. I hope. Grateful to you for your message. This one says, good evening. Please ask your guest how many employment opportunities will be created from the port. I hope indigents will be considered. It's from Sena, from the Volta region.
By all means, indigents will have to be considered. I am one of those people who believe in local content very much so, and of course, expect that the whole idea of developing a port in Keta is to create working opportunities, employment opportunities for indigenous. But remember this, there is something that we have to be very clear, we do not send the wrong message. It is presumed that because you are building a port in Keta, only people from Volta and OT will be employed. That is not true. If that is the case, then you say when Tema port was built, if you are not from Tema, you will not get employment. Or if the port in Takrade, if you are not from Takrade, you cannot get a job. Keta port will be built, citizens of that environment will get appropriate percentage of the jobs, but it is meant for Ghanaians in general. So if you have the skill set and you can do the job, that will be put out there. Definitely.
On merit, you get a job.
You should get that opportunity.
All right. Okay, so let's go on to the phone lines and welcome Courage from Accra. Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Please shoot.
Yeah, I'm impressed about the program that you're having on Metro.
Mm.
In fact, I'm also one of the persons from Volta has been wondering what was happening in Keta as well as Keta Port is concerned. But today, I'm somehow clear about the explanation from the lead of Crawford. He talked about the stakeholders engagement, and I want them to come more to, especially the youth, organize some forum for us to have details about their activities as he explained. And I also want to ask, what is the link between the port and then the oil fields that they have in Keta? Because we need to inform the indigenous about the situations, especially the artisans. What will they benefit from the establishment of the port and then the oil, so that they will be ready to fit into the system. So I will encourage him to do the stakeholders engagement more, especially come to the region to engage with the youth, for them to understand as he's explaining for us on the screen.
Right. Thank you very much indeed, Corey. We are grateful to you for your time. Basically, he wants a forum for the youth of the area to engage them and to let them know, appreciate what exactly this is about and how they fit in and all that. And so I think that is something you might want to consider.
Definitely. I think in 2022, one of our plan of work for 2022 as a secretariat, in collaboration with the corporate marketing office, we are
marketing and corporate affairs. Yeah.
Corporate affairs. We are putting something together to ensure that we will be able to come around and engage. And the youth forums are I think, the right direction for us to take. Because the survival of the port and the workforce relies solely on the strength and the knowledge base of the youth of the area. And so engaging them, we inure to the benefits of the stability of the port and creating an employment base for the people. Okay. So we will definitely add it to our schedule and ensure that we can have some forums for the youth to ask questions and also give them directions as to what they need to do to prepare themselves adequately.
Right, great. All right, so we go onto the phone lines again and welcome Dennis from Ho. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, boss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would say I'm very happy about Doc's explanations and all he has said so far. I'll just say I thank him so much. This is all what we want, just to develop our country. So this is a good initiative. So we, the people of Authority, will support them. And our prayer is just that it won't just be a mere speech, and after all, then at the end of the day, it won't come to reality. So our prayer is his plans, everything, God will give him strength so that he can plan well, plan things well, and it will come to fruitful. So we are supporting him. He should know that we are all behind him. He should not be afraid. So he should also not be disappointed. We want to see the end result at the end of the day. We thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you very much for your call. We are grateful for it. So some encouragement coming from Dennis, who's calling from the Volta region. Perhaps he's even calling from Keta.
Yes. Dennis, we are praying. Inshallah, God will be with us to ensure that we don't disappoint the vision and the dreams of this administration and Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Absolutely.
We'll stay on top of it.
All right. So let me find out from you, do we have a competition in mind for Keta Takoradi Tema when eventually Keta is done?
Well, we are not developing the port for competition. But why not competition? I mean, it's good. The competition makes everybody stay on top of their game. So if Takoradi knows, Keta Port can steal their business. If Tema knows, they can steal their business. Everybody will stay on top of their game to ensure that they do the right things in their various ports and to attract more customers. But there are a lot of businesses out there. There are a lot of... Listen, this development process we have put in place, We just don't want somebody to come and put money on the table and say, I want to come and develop Keta Port. The mindset of the team developing this thing is, we want an anchor tenant. We want an anchor tenant to invest in this project. So that if you are an investor and you're interested in Keta Port, please, maybe you have not heard us talk about it. I'm talking about it today. We want an anchor tenant. We want a shipping line willing to make us their hub and finance the project and keep it, so knowing that you are going to be working to recoup your own investments. We are not interested in taking money to build a port and then go and look for a shipping line to come. We are interested in getting a vessel liner that will take the project, work with us and build it, and then ensure that they will use it to recoup their money. If we are able to do that, this thing will be above our imaginations. And so the competition will be well. But see, I don't want us to start making people think that, oh, we are stealing business to take it to Keta. No. Because what is the shipping line that is predominant in Tema? What is the shipping line or the cluster of business that is predominant in Tema?
Doc, hold your fire. We'll come back to that. But let's welcome Jamra onto the discussion. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Jamra, please flow, sir.
Good evening, sir. Please, well, as it is, let's hope that it's not talk. It's big time talk. We are listening over the Keta Port project. Yes, what I'm listening now. Let's hope it's not a matter of talk becomes cheap. The last time, I think ex-President Kufuor established the inland port project at Buankra. I remember those days, we were all happy, that something like that was going to take place at Buankra. The last time I passed there, the whole place had overgrown with weeds. The project was in bushes. What's happening? Is it a matter of, what is it? I think doctor can give us some feedback on that project. And if the money has gone to waste, even if it was a gift, even if the money given to you was a gift, at least those who gifted that money would have expected to put that money into good use. And I'm not sure it was a gift. I'm sure at least we took a loan where we are paying gradually. And the thing is abandoned. I want those to give us a feedback. What is happening to that project? Has it been abandoned, thrown into the bush, when nothing takes place? Let us give us a feedback. Because others are saying that, why then don't we even finish that project? I mean, if it's feasible, why don't we finish that project before we decide to start on another new project? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Jamra. First of all, I think that Doc is not in a position to comment on this matter because the Buankra Inland Port Project is a Shippers Authority initiative, Ghana Shippers Authority. So they are the competent authorities to be able to, address this particular question. And so I am sorry, unless Doc, has something a general comment on it. But honestly, the project is for Ghana Shippers Authority. It's not under Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and so we cannot comment on it. We know that. Most of the structures are there. I mean, there's water, there's electricity, there are offices there and all that. I mean, it's left with the, bigger things to happen. And I know from the minister that is still in the radar, and pretty shortly, I think that it will be done. And so that's all that we can say about it, Jamra. We thank you very much indeed for your call. And so we move on. Doc, you were on the competition.
Yes, I mean, my whole idea is we are not competing, taking anybody's business away to Keta Port. But if even it is competition, it is to let everybody stay on top of their game, to ensure that they can maintain, give good services on account of their ports, and be able to bring more customers in. It is, at the end of the day, it endures to the benefit of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and Ghana as a whole, with regards to our revenue intakes. But what we are interested in is having, if not the same, a different shipping line, anchoring in Keta Port and doing fantastic work there. And but we want to also make sure that the depth we are looking at, we want to get something similar or even not better than what already exists in Tema and Takoradi, so that we can stay competitive within the market system. We are confident, based on what we know from our feasibility study, that the right parties who can come together to join us in developing Keta Port will make this project maybe go beyond what even consultants have envisaged. And based on the communications we are having or intelligence we are picking within the maritime industry, we believe that Keta Port will not just be a talk, as Mr. Yamra says, but a reality yet to come to fruition.
Right.
And we just want prayers. We ask people to pray for us. In all things, you have to put God first.
Absolutely.
Man proposes, God disposes.
Yeah.
We are praying that we'll be in strength, and God will give us the strength and give strength to the current administration to push forward to ensure that this project will be delivered appropriately.
So let's go on to the phone lines once again and welcome Sharif. He's calling us from Sefi. We also. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't follow the program from the beginning. From the little that I've heard, I would like to find out from the director whether he is proud of himself so far in respect of the kid. Hello?
Yeah, we are listening to you, Sharif. Please flow.
Yeah, my question is that I would like to find out from the director whether he is very proud of himself as far as the project is concerned. Because I don't know what he might have said earlier, but I want to find out how far has been gotten and the extent he has gotten to. Is he too proud of himself that as a director of Keta Port, is he proud? Is it something that he can boost, like, put together his CV and say that this one is 10 or this one is achieved, these are the landmarks he has left behind?
I'm not sure we got to clearly, but are you able to make what he... Yes. Sharif, can you come again a bit? Because we didn't follow...
My line is very to fit anyway. The network is...
Now you're a bit audible. Yeah, you can flow.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it is.
So my question is that I want to ask the director whether he's very proud of himself as far as the project is concerned. And then...
Yes, Sharif.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, we get you. Yeah, we are clear. You are clear.
Okay, let me...
Okay.
Yes.
So
thank you.
So I think the question is whether I'm proud of myself concerning the project. I will be ungrateful if I'm not proud of myself, if I'm not proud that this government found it prudent to give me the opportunity to come and serve my country. So I'm proud that I'm serving my country. Now, as to the process of the project, I'm very proud that we have a very solid team, solid professionals who have been hands-on on this project from its inception till now, who are very in-depth with everything that we do. We do not just allow one person to take the project. I don't take the project by myself, or neither do anybody take the project. We discuss it, and then we find what will be better placed for GPHA and Ghana and the people that we are going to develop this project for. And so, for me, from the time I've arrived to this time, what we've been able to put together to move this project forward, I am very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of the team that I work with, and I'm very proud of the directions we've received from the Director General and our sector ministry to get this thing done. So, Mr. Sharif can rest assured that confidence that we have, and the can-do spirit that we carry, is what we're going to take forward to get this thing done for the years ahead of us.
Okay. I understand we have one Awuni Jibla from the Volta region. He's on the line. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm well, by His grace. Thank you very much.
Good. So I am following, and I think that it's a great initiative that the port is coming to, a third port for Ghana, coming into KG, for that matter, Volta region. What I want to comment on is the director's indication that they are expecting investors to take up the project with intention of running to recover their investment subsequently. Now, my point of interest is beyond the project itself that has to be placed at Keta, KG, the site. there will be some motivations for the investor to be able to consider investing in the project. That is what happened after vessels have docked in Keta. The issue of road network to be able to transport goods from the port to the consumer point. For instance, maybe coming into the northern side of the Volta region, you will need to make sure that it is easier to ship the goods from the port, maybe through the Volta Lake or on land or on the rail.
Right. Thank you very much indeed for your call. I think that we've run out of time at the moment, and so we just have to wrap up. Maybe some 10 seconds.
Let me quickly take this question. Yes, Mr. Awuni is right. That's why I said for 2022, while we are doing environmental impact assessment, we also be engaging stakeholders. I mean, government stakeholding agencies that we need, railways, road ministry. We are engaging them to ensure that they put Keta Port on their developmental projects, so that when the railway lines, I do know from Aflao to Alobo, there's a railway line that's going to cut across to the port directions all the way to Alobo. So we get that. We also anticipate there's a railway line that's going to cut into the whole region and hit the Impakadan rail line coming from Tema and all the way to the north. So that will give another opportunity. And also, we also understand the Impakadan port that is going to be using the Volta Lake as a transport opportunity to go to the north. So we can use Keta Port as a harbor, take the road or take the rail, and then hit the waterway. But in any case, if the Eastern Corridor rail lines are done, which is we built in tandem with the port, we will be able to get a fair share of our transportation.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Alexander Edusei Jr., Director, Keta Port Project, for this wonderful conversation this night. We're grateful to you for obliging us and coming on Iron Port. This is where we draw the curtain on tonight's edition. Indeed, it's the Boxing Day edition of Iron Port. We say gratitude to our sponsors, Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Goel Company Limited, Ghana Revenue Authority, Serene Insurance, and Ghana Link Network Services, operators of the Integrated Customs Management System at our ports. We are grateful to you all, and we wish you a super week ahead as we meet you next year, because this is our last production for 2021. It's been awesome having you around and noting that all this while you fully kept us company. Have a super celebration, and see you next week, God willing.